Hello and welcome to another episode of BzG News. My name is Barrett Courtney, and I'm joined today with one of my great friends, the chunky punk, Ricky Baldazan. What's up, Ricky? How you doing today?
Pretty good.
Pretty good?
Excited.
You're excited? It's been a while. It's been 3 weeks, actually,
Jesus
since we
Christ.
did our last... let's mute ourselves there, sorry.
Yeah.
Since we've last done a BzG News, we did a week full of Let's Plays, but the week we recorded those Let's Plays, our good friend Seven, who's our tech guy, who does this beautiful setup for us, he went to LA with his family, had a nice old time. It was his first time in LA.
Yep.
Very cool.
Fuck LA. Hey, LA.
LA sort of sucks, but he enjoyed himself, so I'm glad he enjoyed himself.
Yeah.
And then the week after that, we didn't do any BzG News or any recordings because I was in Disneyland. Yeah. And y'all fuckers don't know how to run a show without me, to be honest. Mm-mm. So
it would be a complete disaster. It would literally just be
I am the glue that holds this group together, to be honest. Because if y'all ran without me, it would be chaos. It would be complete and utter chaos. Esquilito, Mariachi, Go Tech. Thank you for tuning in, Fluffy. How you doing today?
Fuck you.
So I was in Disneyland, and some interesting stuff happened in Disneyland. I want to talk about it really quick. Cool stuff.
I like how he doesn't enjoy Disneyland. He's still like, gotta look at the news.
Yeah, so I spent a lot of the time. Well, because you're in the lines a lot. So I'm fucking around looking at like what's going on because I knew Gamescom was happening. So I was like, all right, there's got to be announcements. What's going on? But not even nerdy news announcements or anything. This was something that personally happened to me. So, going to Disneyland, of course, I gotta go on Star Tours like at least four times, and we did. We did. And if you know the line for Star Tours, how that works out, the first room is R2-D2 and C-3PO, and then the second room are these little robot androids.
No.
One is checking the luggage. And sometimes you'll get funny luggage, like like one of the shirts is like an incredible shirt. He's like, "That's incredible packing!" Like it's just really cheesy stuff. And then the second robot that you pass in that room is like scanning like the bodies. And so there's something familiar about this robot's voice that I never connected with. So we're thinking about it. I'm looking at Alyssa. I'm like, whose voice is this? Because this sounds very familiar. The pacing of like how like the robot paces words and all this stuff is like, this sounds like somebody. And I put it together. Do you know Patrick Warburton?
Yeah.
So he's the guy who does like the voice for Joe and all of that stuff. So I tweeted at him. I would show it to you guys. I'll bring it to the screen real soon. So I tweeted at him, Patty Warbucks, is this you? His word pacing sounds a lot like yours, just pitched super high. And he personal messaged me back and said, "It is I, dear lad. It is I," which was, it made my fucking day. Like, Patrick Warburton took the time to read my tweet, and then he personally responded to me, like, yeah, that was me. And
personally sent it to you so more people don't know.
Exactly.
Well,
and that's
a secret.
I'll just bring it close to the screen here. I know you can barely read that. But as you can see, that's his Twitter picture right here. And he says, "It's me." Which the day I got that was the day we were driving back, and that made the whole trip worth it, because not only am I such a nerd that I can tell voice actors very obscurely, but like the fact that he tweeted back at me and took the time out of his day to do that was just fucking awesome.
That's fucking hilarious.
That was my little non sequitur thing today.
You also got picked as the spy.
I also got finally picked as the spy on the Star Tours, which has never happened. It was like the last time we went on Star Tours. It was the last ride we did, and it's like a picture of me doing like this or something. It's like they do that shit on purpose. Like they look at like all of these pictures and they're like, all right, who do we choose? That one looks dumb. All right. And sometimes a picture won't be shown, and I think they do that because they don't find a good picture to like embarrass people with,
Right.
So that happened, and now we're back, and It just feels good. Henry isn't here with us today. If you know, BzG is made up of 3 guys, myself, Ricky, and our good friend Henry. Henry is not here. He's getting a neurological exam today. So we wish him the best. We hope he is doing fine. We hope he's passing his exam. We hope he studied. But let's get into the news. If you don't know what we do here at BzG News, we talk about all the nerdy news, all the pop culture news. Basically, what Colin and Greg Live is just not as good.
Just not Colin and Greg.
Just not Colin and Greg. We're not those guys. We're not those personalities. We barely have personalities.
Nope.
We hate everything.
Yeah.
But the first piece of news I actually just picked up 2 seconds ago. Rick and Morty is being renewed for season 3 by Adult Swim, which is awesome. You guys got me into this show over the summer. I watched all of season 1 on Hulu.
How could you?
Haven't watched that much of season 2 because it's usually how Hulu works is like an episode will come out and then it will be up on Hulu the next day. They're not doing that with Rick and Morty, which sucks. They'll probably upload all of season 2 at once, like when it's over.
Yeah, I found that out like immediately because it
was fun. I was able to watch the first episode because we're at my mom's and she's with her fancy Comcast, so we were able to watch it on demand or something. Mm-hmm. So that's cool. That's good news.
That is great.
And a little not news, but just like an announcement that I found on Facebook. Rugrats first aired 24 years ago today.
Christ.
Like, that blows my fucking mind.
Jesus Christ. So old.
One, that, like, Rugrats is older than us.
Yeah.
Which, like, never clicked with me.
Oh, no, definitely older than us.
And,
that's
like...
such a long time ago.
I know.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Now I feel obligated to go, like, watch some Rugrats.
Even there in the picture, they're like...
They're all just like, no. Oh, gosh, shit, we're so old.
They've been babies for so long.
And talking about Nickelodeon shows, there's a Nickelodeon show that the Shimoda doesn't really approve of. If you don't know, the Shimoda's my partner in crime, meaning that she is my significant other. And she does not approve of SpongeBob being in her house. But sadly, I bought... If we went to Target, so she could buy, like, normal things, like, oh, we need like, cat food, and we need, stuff to clean the house with. And she's buying all this stuff because, she has an actual career, right, and she doesn't spend her time doing dumb news shows.
Right.
But I have some money, and I decided to spend my money on the first entire season of SpongeBob SquarePants.
Which is one of the smartest purchases.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well,
because I did have them, but they're all at my dad's house. Yeah. And I really feel like watching those, like, OG episodes. So yeah. I had to get it, and I, like, the cashier looking at me in line, like, what the fuck are you doing with your life? And I was like,
Just imagine you going.
And it sucks because she won't let me watch it whenever she's around. But it's a little convenient. She's doing, like, a overnight babysitting thing. She also babysits while she's not teaching.
So guess what you're going to be
doing?
So
guess what I'm going to be doing all later today while I'm editing videos is watching SpongeBob, which will be fucking awesome. But let's get into actual nerdy news. So we got Rick and Morty. That's done. You've been playing some of that Rocket League?
Not so much recently because I've been so busy, but I've been wanting to go back.
Yeah, Rocket League's fun. I'm getting a little fatigued of Rocket League because I'm trying to get that platinum, so I'm trying to, like, play a lot of it, and so I'm getting a little tired of it. But a cool little thing that might make me go back to it is Rocket League DLC patch available now adds new map and spectator mode, writes Alex Newhouse from GameSpot. Rocket League, the popular car soccer game from Psyonix that launched last month, got a big update today. This patch includes support for the game's first substantial DLC pack.
Sweet. Called
Supersonic Fury, in addition to a bunch of tweaks and changes. This DLC includes a lot of new customization options, blah, 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 blah. It adds 3 trophies as well, and it costs $4.
Buying it.
Didn't that? New features add Spectate to choose team menu for private matches, allowing players the option to watch games rather than participate. Added Utopia Coliseum, added 3v3 team ranked, which I don't understand why that wasn't there in the first place.
Yeah, that's weird.
Added vote to forfeit button to ranked online matches, which I like because sometimes, like, they assume in my Rocket League etiquette list, like, you typically don't want to leave your brethren behind.
Yeah, that's not
but
right.
And something I'd noticed, and I didn't notice until I tried to leave a match, is that they ban you from matchmaking for 15 minutes if you leave a match.
Good.
So that was like, okay, they're trying to like help people out here and not have people be screwed over.
LA sucks.
So would I try, like, I had to leave because I had to go, like, help Alyssa with something, or, like, sometimes I want to leave a match because the connection is so fucking bad.
Right.
Because we're playing with people, like, on the other side of the world, and it's just, like, not connecting whatsoever, so.
Yeah.
So I think they're fixing that so you don't, like, really get banned for 15 minutes, so you don't have to fucking wait and play stupid computer cars.
Right.
So, there's that.
Sweet.
Very nice. We did a Let's Play for Rocket League.
We did.
That went up a week ago on youtube.com/BzG. I can finally say that now. So you don't have to... You can also click the picture of me below to go over to our YouTube page. But now I can finally say youtube.com/BzG. But I'll share the link for the chat watching us live. Because, of course, if you're watching this on YouTube, you have not seen this live. You're watching it on YouTube. But you can watch us live. Twitch.tv.com/BzG. Every Wednesday, 12:15 p.m. Pacific time. We're officially back with the regular schedule. So there you go in the chat. Couple links for you. Watch our Let's Play. It's fun. I wiped the floor with Ricky's face.
Such a bitch.
Moving on. Henry's not with us, but Henry really loves this series, and he's totally going to get this game. Get these 10 bonus songs with PS4 Rock Band 4 pre-order through PSN with PS Plus. Plus, you get a free theme right away. Sony and Harmonix have announced a special pre-order promotion for the PlayStation 4 edition of Rock Band 4. PlayStation Plus members who pre-order the music game through the PlayStation Network will get 10 free songs only available through this offer. So the songs are All That Remains, The Divide by All That Remains, Run for Cover by Blitz Kids, Throne by Bring Me the Horizon, Mona Lisa by Dead Sarah, The Reflex by Duran Duran, Move Over by Janis Joplin, Would You Still Be There by Of Mice and Men, Sugar You, Oh Honey, Cowboys from Hell, live from Monsters in Moscow Festival by Pantera, and Summertime Boy by C-Stick Steve. The only song that would be worth getting is Move Over by Janis Joplin.
Okay, they should switch it up and turn it into a 2-song bonus when you pre-order it, and it's Janis Joplin and Pantera, because those are the only worthwhile songs in that whole list.
To actually just play, you know? Like,
yeah. Why am I gonna... Who wants to play Bring Me the Horizon and Of Mice and Men? What? Nerd.
Fucking nerd.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Alyssa.
So... There's that. Henry's still going to get it. He's still going to totally
He's going to get all of it.
It's ridiculous because the pricing for it is like $250 or something.
Oh my god.
And he sort of helped us figure out, like, we do want to get it. He's like, just get the game and then get whatever you guys are going to play the most. So that's going to be drums because Alyssa and I are both percussionists. Yeah. So that's naturally what we're going to want to do. Sorry, I'm stuffed up a little bit. But I still got to see, like, how much just the drum set is, you know?
It's probably still a lot.
It's probably still like $100 or something.
Shit.
I know.
We got some great again. If you don't want like your child spending money on drugs, make them play drums, because you guys spend a lot of money.
Oh yeah, we do.
Jesus Christ! I'm so glad.
I still at one point did drugs though. That's the problem. Yeah, so you don't want to say for sure like, oh hey, if you do drums, you're not going to do drugs.
Right.
So.
Hookups are still a thing.
Some great movie news. Beetlejuice 2 is happening. Confirms Winona Ryder. Tim Burton will return to direct the sequel. Writes Dan Audi from GameSpot.
The way they put that, it's like they asked Winona Ryder and she was just like, yeah, no, sure.
Yeah, I'm not doing anything.
Yeah, we'll do it.
I once ruined Johnny Depp's life. Like,
why not?
Why not?
Let's just do
it. All right.
Have
we confirmed that Michael Keaton is coming back?
I'm not sure. Wait, no, I think that was like the very first thing that happened. Like he was the first person confirmed, but that happened.
Yeah, rumors. The film star Michael Keaton told him that he would reprise the role as the crew administrative ghost of the title if Burton returned as well. So Burton's returning. We gotta assume that Keaton's returning.
Yeah,
I really like Keaton.
I love Keaton.
He is awesome.
He is my Batman.
It's interesting. Beetlejuice was Burton's second film and was released in 1988. It's a critical and commercial hit at the time, and its success led to Burton directing the superhero blockbuster Batman the following year. I really love those movies.
I do too.
So, speaking of Batman, we're for our YouTube content, for the next month and a half, we're going to be uploading videos of our top 50 comic book movies of all time.
Yeah.
Batman will probably be on there at one point.
Probably somewhere. I don't really like
Couple
Batman.
times. Yeah, he's alright.
He's cool, I guess.
Yeah.
Kind of lame if you ask. Kind of a square.
Kind of square.
Stupid. I think Superman's the man. So relatable.
Fuck yourself.
Fuck Superman.
That's not what I want to do. I want to delete you. There we go. Some more movie news. We like that Leonardo DiCaprio.
We do love that.
We also love Leonardo da Vinci, but that's something different.
But he's not
alive
anymore.
And we also like that Martin Scorsese.
We love that Martin Scorsese.
Big surprise, they're doing another fucking movie with each other.
Oh. Big surprise.
A lot of people were like, "Whoa, this is crazy." It's like they've done like 5 movies with each other. You know that, right?
Yeah.
But the movie that they're doing is interesting. The Devil in the White City, which is
serial killer.
From my understanding, it's
H.H. Holmes, serial killer.
Yeah, it's about H.H. Holmes, who was alleged to have killed up to 200 people, predominantly women.
He was the first documented American serial killer.
Yeah.
He pretty much built his house as like a crazy warehouse, a crazy dungeon type like traps thing.
Yeah.
He was a very smart and evil fucking guy.
Yeah. If you
guys
which is like I'm really excited for this movie, just because of like the movie's subject matter and like to see Leonardo DiCaprio do that kind of movie.
I've been waiting for them to do a movie on H.H. Holmes because it's such an interesting.
That's up your alley because that's sort of like a horror type of style, and you love them. You love them horror movies.
Yeah. If anybody watching this is a big Leonardo DiCaprio, Martin Scorsese fan and is interested in it, to find out more about there's a documentary on H.H. Holmes on Netflix that's very, very interesting. If you can handle a long documentary, this is right up your alley. It's really, really good. H.H. Holmes is a fucker.
Yeah, he's a fucker.
He's a little fucker. He's a little sneaky, whiny motherfucker. It's good though. I'm excited. I'm glad.
Yeah, I'm excited as well because I do love that team up. I just think it's funny that everybody was really surprised. Like, they're gonna do at least like 4 movies together before Scorsese ends up dying.
What I am surprised is that the news wasn't related to the whole like Ramones film that he was gonna do because he released that like a while ago that he was thinking about doing that. I'm surprised that.
Yeah, I think that's in production hell.
Yeah. Because that's another like Martin Scorsese film that I'm like because I love the Ramones. But you know what?
Love them Ramones.
I love them Ramones. This.
Okay, so
let's do this.
I just wanted to post this up here. This is a video that we're looking at, but
are we gonna watch it right now?
No, we're not gonna watch it.
Okay.
But it brings up a topic that's interesting. So, as you know, Gamescom was last week. I was in Disneyland, so I was like waiting in line looking at all these videos.
I was at his house.
You were at my house. You were watching Pookie. Yep. How was watching Pookie? Do you understand my like love-hate for the fucking thing?
Okay, I love him because you'll have his moments where he's just like you hear him go meow, and then you'll be sitting, and then he's just staring at you, and you'll come like sit on your lap, and he's all adorable. But the thing about him is he doesn't. If he knows I'm gonna sleep in past 6 a.m., that doesn't cut it with him. So he'll start.
Yeah, I've noticed he's starting to get earlier and earlier, and I think that he's going along with Alyssa's schedule.
Right. I think that's why
she gets up at the ass crack of dawn to go
in the morning
to go do school stuff. So And then she feeds him, and then he's all awake, and then he'll come back and cuddle with me. So I think that's why he was waking you up so early.
Yeah. So I figured like that was the reason why. So he'll start meowing, and if that doesn't work, he'll start throwing up.
Yeah.
And that definitely wakes me up.
Yeah. I've just been so attuned because I was in like the middle of like a fucking awesome dream last night. I forget what was happening in this dream, but it was really awesome. But then I heard the throwing up noise in my dream, and I immediately woke up.
So imagine like your dream, just thinking of stuff Barrett likes. So it was the dream was about 3 things mixed together. It was Batman.
Okay.
It was Blink.
Yeah.
And it was the Tribe. All mixed together.
The Tribe.
Somehow all mixed together. And at one point,
it was
Travis just starts throwing up, and then that makes you wake up, and it's Pookie. It's Pookie somehow.
Yeah. Is this still on? I don't want this on. Let's turn that off.
Anyone really been far even as to this side even go? What? There's a lot of evens in that.
That doesn't really make sense. Syndrome 1. Has anyone really been far even as decided to use even go want to do look more like? What the fuck did you just say?
You have a drinking problem.
Try that again, and then we might answer your question.
Yeah.
But going on to the news, let's stop talking about my fucking cat here.
Right.
Mafia 3 was announced at Gamescom. And I think it looks awesome. I think the trailer was fucking on point. Very interesting, because it's not going back to the Italian family. It's about this African-American dude who was an orphan, and he went to Vietnam, and he came back, and
it's pretty much like the same subject.
He was introduced to a family, and then the Italian mob kills all of them, and then the whole game is about getting revenge on the Italian mob.
Right.
And I was so secluded in Disneyland from the gaming community that I didn't know there was a backlash about the main character being an African-American. Which I thought is like sort of silly in a way, where we've got like all of these civil rights movements and Black Lives Matter and all this
2015.
stuff. It's 2015, but you gotta also think like the gaming community is still young in a way. Where what other game can you think of that deals with race?
Like directly?
Directly. Like this is one of the first ones.
That is true.
BioShock Infinite is the only one I can think of.
Like BioShock Infinite, I almost said like GTA 5, but not really. Like they poke at it.
That's sort of like a win. That's like sort of like a window sort of thing where it's like, oh yeah, this is.
That's kind of like a more general aspect of like how people think of shit.
And sort of like the whole racism thing in BioShock Infinite was there, but it was never really solved. You know, it was never like. It was sort of put in our faces like, this was part of our history, and this was fucked up.
Yeah.
And at one point, it just sort of went away, and I was like, all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
what I'm really hopeful for this game is that the whole race aspect and seeing, like, playing in the eyes of an African-American is just seeing it from their point of view and seeing, like, how they deal with the racism of this time. And like it's in 1960s New Orleans. Like this is gonna be fucking ridiculous.
2 things about this game and this whole whatever the fuck's going on with people complaining about it. 1, Mafia is a great game series, at least with what I hear about the first one. I love the second one so much. It's like one of my favorite games I want to put
you have it on your 360?
I have it on my PS3 now, but I had it on my 360.
Okay.
Great storyline, great for the time, great animation. Everything was great.
Yeah.
But then with this, I was a little disappointed that they weren't continuing with the second one, but I love this whole storyline that they're going with. I think it's great. And what people need to
I didn't even like think about like in this video, we're on GameSpot. You can look it up. The video's titled Mafia 3 and Gaming's Issues with Race. It's like one of the lobby episodes. And they talk about like someone like Danny O'Dwyer saw like a comment and was like, oh great, another game where I'm told that I'm a racist. And it's like, what game has told you you're a racist, bitch? This is your fault. This is your doing. No other game does that. And I don't think that's the point I don't think that's like this game's like what they're trying to do.
People need to realize that shit like this actually happened back then, and this is probably how that kind of situation would have went down.
And we just need to sort of see it from their side, and I think it's sort of progressive to finally see a game about race, seeing it from the point of view of the like from an African American male.
Like you like playing realistic, scary fucking games like this, where you have to like go through all this like bank robbing and like being a mobster and stuff. Well, guess what? This is more real than any other game like that.
You don't mind playing The Witcher 3, which is all white people. But you gotta play as one black guy, and it's like, oh no, no,
oh no, not that.
You don't mind playing Mass Effect, where you can be fucking any color you want. But if it's a real African American guy, you're just like, no.
God forbid that happens. Jesus Christ.
Y'all just need to. It's just sad. Like, we're in 2015, and this is still a fucking issue.
It's a fucking video game. Relax. Just play it. It's going to be a great experience. It's going to be scary. It's going to be serious.
I want to show you gameplay later, because it looks... I'm a little concerned about the driving, and I think it might just be, like, looking at it doesn't look impressive, but maybe playing it feels right.
From playing the second one, it was, like, typical, like, driving controls.
Yeah.
Like L.A. Noire, sort of. Like.
Yeah, that's what it sort of looks like, so I guess I just have to get used to that, because they're definitely playing towards the cars of the time.
Yeah.
So...
I've been waiting for this game. I'm excited. Fuck y'all.
I'm really excited.
Yeah. I'm probably gonna pre-order this game. It looks great.
I'm done with pre-orders.
Probably,
Arkham Knight was my last pre-order and my last season pass, and that's it.
I've been waiting for this for so long that I'm gonna do it. But other than that, no more pre-orders. I'm not even doing it for Fallout 4, and I want to get Fallout 4.
I don't really care. I was just collecting, like, last night, all of these things.
Right.
Because I was terrified. We have nothing to talk about! But now I don't want to talk about that. But let's talk about this. Moving on.
What?
Bill Nye documentary breaks crowdfunding records.
Jesus
we needed
Christ.
this for a while. It is the motherfucking man. G.
He is the man.
He is the motherfucking G. And over at GameSpot, Eddie Makuch, I don't know. Eddie writes, Bill Nye documentary breaks crowdfunding records. The Bill Nye film, an upcoming documentary about the iconic scientist TV personality, is now the most successful documentary of all time on the crowdfunding site Kickstarter. With 3 days to go, the campaign stands at $684,000. That's an estimate. I'm not going to say it because I don't feel like saying the rest of it. From close to 14,000 total backers, the project was originally asking for $6,500,000. Now, of course, this isn't breaking, like, all Kickstarter things. Games have been way more successful. Shenmue 3 has, like, $3 million in the bank or something. But it's the most successful documentary that we're getting. Because most documentaries aren't really worth it.
But this is like
Bill Nye needs a fucking movie.
Bill Nye's the man, because he can fuck your bitch and then teach you science, and you'll be okay with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you'll leave with more knowledge in your head. He's the fucking man.
You'll leave feeling better that Bill Nye had sex with your woman.
Yeah. There's a certain category of man where it's like Bill Nye, Bill Murray, like, where you're just like...
A lot of bills.
A lot of bills. Like Woody Harrelson. I'd let Woody Harrelson do... Woody Harrelson's the fucking man.
Alright.
Like, just a certain line of famous men that you'll just like... You fuck me, I don't care. Okay, maybe not. But you get what I mean.
Yeah. So... how you can secure a copy of the Bill Nye film, you can do a pledge for $25. It's filming now and it's expected to be available on streaming services in June 2017.
Sweet.
Which I'm very excited for. And something, this isn't Bill Nye related, but something I noticed that you can stream now is Mad Max Fury Road on streaming services. You can go like on PlayStation Store, you can stream it from there. I think you can do it from like iTunes now.
Yeah.
It doesn't have a physical copy. I want to get a physical copy of that movie though.
So do I. I still need
I want to get a physical copy of this, but I don't know if they will do this.
Yeah.
Oh, and more about Bill Nye the film is they brought Academy Award winner Seth Gordon, who directed Undefeated and King of Kong. He is producing the film.
Sweet.
Which... That is awesome. I'm really excited for this.
This is going to be
Bill Nye the Science Guy. If you did not like Bill Nye the Science Guy when you were growing up, you can get the fuck out.
Yeah.
You can leave. We don't want you.
Go. Just turn it off.
We don't want you.
Turn it off. What are you doing?
Turn it off. We don't care if we don't care if we lose the 4 followers that we have.
I don't care if it's all of you. I'll talk to myself.
Yeah, we'll talk to ourselves.
Yeah.
Like we usually do.
Yeah.
Moving on.
There's no one on the other side of this.
No, we got a couple people.
Do we?
I think so. Let me update this. Alright, update it.
Oh my god.
But moving on. Gamescom, again, happened. Yeah, I had this. Because I don't want to watch ourselves.
I don't either. It's weird. I can't even, like, look at this. This is just fucking... This is a whole nother ordeal.
I know. We have to look at ourselves. It's like looking at ourselves in the mirror, but not as good.
Yeah.
Because the way cameras reflect back at you, you don't feel like you look as good as you do in a mirror.
I don't even like mirrors. Mirrors suck.
Especially the ones that make you look fatter than you are.
Yeah.
Over at IGN, Alex Simmons writes, Gamescom 2015 Star Wars Battlefront's Fighter Squadron is beautiful chaos. And I saw gameplay of this. A lot of people were upset because we weren't getting space battles.
Right.
That's not entirely true. We're still getting airship battles, but they're just not in space. They're above, like the planets, which is okay. I don't give a fuck. If I can go into a speeder and fuck some X-Wings up, hell yeah.
I didn't even know I was getting that, so
yeah.
I mean, this is fucking cool. Whatever.
Yeah, I saw gameplay of it. It's real cool, and
they could come out with maps later on. You never know.
Different, the different sides, like the Rebels, and I forget what they're calling them now, but they're not called the Rebels. They're not called the Empire anymore. But whatever side you're on, you get different power ups. Like you can track enemies.
Sweet.
There's different torpedo sort of things that you can get from each side.
I remember Battlefront was just kind of just go.
Yeah, and then there are power-ups scattered around the map that reset cooldowns or restore shields. Plus a rare collectible that, if you're a rebel, puts you in the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon. Unsurprisingly, it's the most powerful of the ships in the demo. With heavy armor and powerful cannons, it has 3 special power-ups too: shield, speed boost, and homing missile. But being the iconic Falcon, it's a magnet for enemy fire, and my experience was all too brief when all the TIE fighters stopped attacking the X-Wings and concentrated fire on Han Solo's hunk of junk. The final game will also include Boba Fett's Slave 1 as the Imperial's hero ship, plus TIE interceptors alongside the regular fighters. Similarly, Rebel players can choose the A-Wing as well as the X-Wing. Dope. Now, going back to Disneyland, did Star Tours, and I've finally seen every different type of Star Wars. Intro.
I've only seen one.
Intro, ending, and middle thing.
Alright.
So the only 2 intros that you get is either you get stopped by stormtroopers or you get stopped by Darth Vader and stormtroopers. So I've seen both of those. And then the 3 beginning planets, I want to say, is Hoth, Kashyyyk, something else. And what's the planet they fight on in Attack of the Clones at the end? Like that main battle at the very end. You know that planet that I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Whatever that planet is. Those are the 3 beginnings. Yeah.
Those guys.
So and then the middle ones, it's where you have the transmissions coming in. It's Yoda, Princess Leia, and General Akbar. And then the last 3 planets.
What's the name of that planet?
Yeah.
Hold on.
The last 3 planets. When you're doing the thing on the Attack of the Clones planet, you're fighting Boba Fett, which is awesome as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
And when you leave that one, you go to. You just go to their space base. That sounded really nice. Space base. Space base, and then the other. The other ones are, I forget. We need to move on. I'm getting too hung up about this. Taco Sauce 280. Taco Sauce 280 asks us,
Are y'all dating?
Are y'all dating? Hell fucking yeah, we are.
Hell yeah.
Even though I'm in a relationship with the Shimoda, she knows.
There's a secret bond.
I got this baggage right here. So anyway, we're still getting aerial fights.
I love how that was worded as well. Are y'all dating?
Are y'all dating?
Y'all dating?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Moving on. We should wrap up probably in the next 10 minutes or so. Mm-hmm. Mega Man Legacy Collection is coming out later this month.
Oh,
IGN writes, who wrote this? Michael Martin. Capcom has announced the digital and physical release dates for Mega Man Legacy Collection. The collection will release on August 25th for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC, and in early 2016 for 3DS, according to Capcom Unity. The collection will retail for $15 for all 6 original games, 1 through 6.
That's sick.
Which is awesome. I would love if we got like a later collection that included like the later ones, maybe 7, 8, 9, and then X.
Yeah, definitely.
And then physical editions will release sometime in North America in early 2016 for the PS4, Xbox One, and 3DS, and will retail for $30. No mention was made of releasing the physical edition in other regions. So there's that.
That's fucking awesome.
Coming out later this month. I'm really excited.
It's going to be sick.
It's been a very long time, probably since I was a little child, since I played those original Mega Man games. So
Same.
I know what I'll be doing later this month. And then moving on, let's skip through that. That's all the news that we have for that.
Oh, okay.
Not in general.
All right.
So D23 is happening this weekend, which is major because that's where you get all your Marvel movie announcements. That's where you get all your Star Wars announcements and stuff. And J.J. Abrams has confirmed that there will be no new Star Wars The Force Awakens trailer at D23. Anthony Kudo writes, while there's a panel, don't expect a new trailer for The Force Awakens at D23 Expo this weekend. According to director J.J. Abrams, there won't be any new footage from the flick until the fall.
I'm fine with that.
I'm fine. I'm sold on this movie. Yeah. I don't think we need to see any more.
I don't want to see
There's a new TV spot that showed a different shot. Uh-huh. You know, like the shot in the original trailer where you see like the crowd, like the huge crowd of stormtroopers, and they're looking at like the stage. You see it from the different perspective where you're looking at all of the stormtroopers, and it's fucking huge. There's a TV spot that showed that, but that was the only new shot that we saw.
Cool.
Which was pretty awesome. But that's all I need. That's all I need. I don't need anything else.
That's it.
I am sold on this fucking movie. I started making plans with my grandparents for Christmas break.
I heard.
We're gonna get me out there, stay in Cleveland for a week, go see Star Wars for the first time with my dad. I'm really excited. We're not gonna watch it together. We'll watch it when I come back.
Definitely.
But I can't watch it with you
I'll watch it
for
like
the
5
first time.
times.
Yeah, I'm gonna see that movie at least, unless it's god awful.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see that movie at least 4 times.
Yeah.
Now there's a game coming out, PlayStation exclusive, PlayStation 4 exclusive, I believe. Everybody's Gone to the Rapture. Now there have been a lot of reviews saying it's a phenomenal game, but the pacing is terrible because you walk so slowly, and it's sort of like this sort of this like open experience. You're trying to find stuff out. It's sort of a puzzler in a way. And the one complaint everybody had was there is no run button at all whatsoever.
Oh, no.
And it's very interesting. I wonder if they have, like, the direct quote here. Yes. I want to go, actually, to this original blog post. The Chinese room are the guys that that made Everyone's Gone to the Rapture. So he writes, a few bumps on landing. So Rapture is out finally after 3 long years, and the critical reception has been amazing. One thing that is coming back, however, is the walk speed and the lack of sprint function. And actually, we've got a confession to make. You can sprint in Rapture. Hold down R2, and it builds up to sprint speed over a couple of seconds. And that deserves an explanation, so here goes. There was a mess up, and we're really sorry about that. A couple of weeks before the game went to final, Santa Monica did a last round of playtesting. At this point, the game included an auto sprint. That meant that if you kept moving, you gradually ramp up to a run speed, specifically to deal with issues with how long potential backtracking could take, given the game's non-linearity. Yeah. So, like, you could potentially miss stuff that you might want to go back to, just all that stuff that comes with a non-linear game.
Yeah.
So if you want to backtrack it, it would take forever. The problem was playtesters wanted to be able to trigger it themselves. It didn't matter about the speed, it was the psychology, the choice. So together with Santa Monica, we made a late call. We replaced the auto sprint with an R2 trigger hold, keeping the general ramp up to main speed. This then needed testing because it potentially threw out all of the pacing we'd been working on for the last year. Plus, could cause issues with accidentally parkouring into places you couldn't escape from, creating game-breaking bugs. All this took time. And then suddenly launch was right on top of us and something had been missed. The controller icon in the options menu was missing the sprint instruction and it hadn't been localized. The localization takes about 24 hours, but because the UI is built in Flash, it would have to be changed. And that would mean a full round of testing before creating a patch about 4 to 5 days through the global QA pipeline, which we're doing now, but wasn't ready in time for release. It's in the online manual, but not at the start of the game. We probably should have announced the run button before launch, but we didn't. That was a bad call, and we've paid for it in the reviews. But the most important thing that is we got the word out to the players, so here we go. Although we'd love to take your time and explore Jotun at a slow, steady pace, if you need to backtrack or get around more quickly, hold down R2. It'll take a few seconds before you are running fully, but it will speed up your movement. And sorry for those who already played and were frustrated by the speed. Hopefully it didn't spoil the experience too much for you, and knowing you can get around faster if you need to will make you want to return to explore more.
I honestly had no idea this game was a thing.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we talked about it on one of our first episodes of BzG News. Oh, we never went back to it.
I barely remember.
Very pretty game. It's all about being in this town and everybody's disappeared and you're trying to find out why. And I was looking at a couple of Let's Plays, and it was ridiculously slow. And it wasn't a thing where no one knew how to play the game. There were literally no instructions of how to run. And my thought here is...
You go into it like Journey, where it's just
Well, you can go into the options menu, you can look at the controls, but it just still doesn't tell you that there's a run button.
Right.
And I'm sorry, but the R2 button... Come on, we're in 2015, it's L3.
Yeah.
L3 or nothing.
Yeah.
Get up to date.
Yeah.
With this bullshit.
Yeah.
But I do appreciate them coming out, owning up to their mistake, and, being yeah, we paid for it in the reviews.
Right.
I appreciate that. Now, before we head out, we have, let's just do one more piece of news. Probably the most substantial besides Mafia 3.
Yeah.
Fantastic Four came out. And it's gotten terrible fucking reviews. It's got a 9% on Rotten Tomatoes. And for opening weekend, it only made $26.2 million. And was actually outpaced by the new Mission Impossible movie. Oh. It didn't even debut at number 1.
Jesus.
Debuted at number 2. So, over at IGN, Michael Martin also writes, Fox could lose up to $60 million onto Fantastic Four. It's going to cost the studio big time. According to The Hollywood Reporter, the studio could write off over $60 million due to the Fantastic Four's flop in its box office debut. The superhero movie reportedly cost $120 million to produce and tens of millions more to market. The movie took in an estimate of $26.2 million, roughly $4 to $14 million below expectations. Fantastic Four has been critically panned, and director Josh Trank alleged the studio meddled with the final cut of the film, claiming we'll never see the fantastic version. Which is interesting. I also want to talk about this. So, yeah, it's obvious that they're going to fucking lose some money.
Yeah.
There was no way in how this was going to get... There was no way in how this movie was going to make its money back.
No.
And not even because of the quality of the film. No one cares about Fantastic Four anymore.
Nope.
We've got these established groups. We've got X-Men. We've got the Avengers. Those are interesting. But I feel like Fantastic Four has always been one of those groups where it's been shoehorned in as yeah, another group.
Yeah.
And no one gives a fuck. We like Fantastic Four when they team up with the Avengers, sort of like in Civil War. That's interesting.
Even at that, if you're playing Lego Marvel or something, those are the characters you're excited to play as.
Yeah, and they're fun to do. They're fun to be a part of.
Yeah.
But if you go and no one's going out and reading a specific Fantastic Four comic.
Nope.
No one's doing that shit.
They're almost you almost like them included as a collector standpoint where you want everyone there.
Yeah.
That's it.
Other than that, just Fantastic Four. You fucking kidding me?
Yeah, no.
No.
No, thank you.
Hell no.
That's stupid.
So this movie is terrible. But apparently, Josh Trank, in a rage of frustration, he's the director who was, everybody fell head over heels for when he came out with Chronicle.
Yeah.
Because that was a really good movie. And apparently, he tweeted out, a year ago I had a fantastic version of this, and it would have received great reviews. You'll probably never see it. That's reality, though. The tweet has been deleted, and I think he has committed career suicide doing this. It doesn't matter whose fault it is at this point.
The movie's just...
When you start pointing fingers at the studio you were working for, that does not look good on you, and that, like... That's sort of like going into an interview and complaining about your last boss.
Yeah.
No one's going to want to work with you now.
Yeah.
No one. So he has basically committed career suicide by tweeting that out. And it's like he deleted it, but like you can still screen grab that shit and it's up there. Yeah. It's the internet. It's not going away.
Everyone knows about it. You're done.
The only thing that could be deleted and no one would give a fuck is our shit.
Yeah.
You know? But he's like one of those top directors and people are going to keep that around. Yeah. So
he's forever going to be like that guy that threw his
He claims that his original cut of the film was awesome, but apparently there were a lot of complaints. There were like a lot of producers who said, this is not good.
Right.
So it got cut down to 1 hour and 40 minutes, which is short compared to a lot of comic book movies that are coming out now. So,
and like, hell, he might have been right, but at the end of the day, like, that's just not fucking professional whatsoever.
Yeah, it's not professional whatsoever. So
You're being really
I think he's
childish.
getting what he's deserved. Yeah.
It's his own fucking fault. Like,
yeah.
This is it. Like, you either you were right and you got the shitty hand of shit, but you have to deal with it.
Yeah, you gotta deal with the shitty hand.
Or maybe you're completely wrong and this is what you fucking get for making a shitty superhero movie.
Yep.
It's your fault. Either way, it's your fault.
Yep.
Like, that's it. Deal with it. Be a fucking adult.
Yep.
Stupid. We wouldn't even do that. And we're pretty stupid.
We're pretty stupid.
Yeah. Well,
that was our show today.
On a great happy note,
we are pretty stupid. And thank you for joining us here at BzG News. If you're watching this live on Twitch, you can, of course, check out our YouTube page, youtube.com/BayazonaGamers, where we got quick reviews, go up every Monday, where we review some stuff. We've got Talking Shit Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, which it's a topical-based show. One of us brings in a topic, and we talk some shit about it. And every Friday, we have a Let's Play going up. So we've got that if you want to check over our YouTube page. If you're watching this on YouTube already, you can check out our live show, BzG News, twitch.tv/BayazonaGamers, up every Wednesday at 12:15 p.m. Pacific Time, where we talk about all the current nerdy news and all that good stuff. Ricky, it's been fun. It's been a while since we've been back into the kitchen.
It has been a while.
It feels nice, though.
I miss Henry, though.
I miss Henry. I had a nice dinner with Henry last night.
Good.
We got some of that Hawaiian barbecue. We talked about like all the nerdy news that I was gonna bring on the show, and we had a nice evening together.
And he did watch Fantastic Four.
And he actually did watch Fantastic Four, which I feel bad for, man, because he was messaging us. He's like, I'm screaming at the fucking theater right now. Like, why is this a thing? Why are you allowing this to be shown? So that was our show, and thank you for joining us again. You can also if you want to check up on us and see the status of what's going on in our world, you can follow us on Twitter at BayazonaGamers. You can tweet at me at Banandler Chong. You can't tweet Ricky. Ricky doesn't have a Twitter because he's a basic bitch. But if you don't have Twitter like Ricky, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can also email us at BayazonaGamers@gmail.com if you want to bring in a topic for talking shit, if you want us to review something, if you have anything you want us to just talk about on this new show, just let us know. Yeah. But you can also leave it in the comments below if you're watching this on YouTube. And if you want to join us live, you can also talk to us live and all that good stuff. We welcome you.
We welcome you.
Unless Bill Nye the Science Guy wasn't your shit when you were a kid.
Then we don't. Then you need to leave.
So until next time, have a great day full of nerdy news and all that good stuff. We will see you next Wednesday at 12:15 p.m. Pacific Time. Thank you for joining us. Long live and prosper.